Hey everyone, Tony George with a live chat here on Monday, talking NFL and college football. And of course, we'll be on here for about a half hour or so, just taking a look at stuff. Obviously, a little bit of a crazy day on Sunday in the NFL. On Monday, we got a couple of games here. Cleveland and Vegas going out of here. Nick Mullins gets the start for the Browns. Currently a 3-point home underdog, total 40.5. I have no skin in this game whatsoever, with the Browns being ravaged by COVID, this, that, and the other. And then tonight, Minnesota, 6.5-point favorite at the Chicago Bears, and the total 45.5. I have a totals play on that for a premium play here. Yesterday, not a good day for me in the NFL. I had Atlanta as a 6-unit pick. Ouch. Not good. Not good. They had chances in the third and fourth quarter to close that gap and really get something going. But at the end of the day, couldn't get it done. Matty Ice couldn't get it done. The ice melted around him and me. Won a teaser, had a teaser canceled. We had Dallas and Philly in a teaser along with Cincinnati and I believe Pittsburgh. So we won that one. And then, of course, we won Kansas City on Thursday and won with the under on the Thursday night game. So a 3-2 week, maybe make it 4-2, although that 6-unit one did hurt a little bit. So I'm not real good at this live chat stuff. So I think this is working. I turn my volume up a little bit here. If you have any comments, leave them on the right. Bowl game today. ODU taking on Tulsa. I've got a pick in that game. I've got a pick on a game on Wednesday as well. So we're going to pull up some of this stuff here. We're going to pull up some of this stuff so we can pull get your poll on this, get your read on this, so to speak. See football scores and matchups. Yeah, on Tuesday, you've got two games, which I never got near. I can't get a handle on Texas San Antonio getting 2.5 against San Diego State. They're laying 2.5 here in the Frisco Bowl down in Texas. Obviously, UTSA's got a 12-1 record. Good football team. San Diego State got beat up. They had 2 losses all year. One of them against, you saw Utah State. So Utah State, we had a 7-unit play on Utah State on Saturday. And one of the reasons I took them in that game for the 7-unit pick was the fact they beat a team very similar to Oregon State, kind of a physical, run the ball, nothing flashy at quarterback, very conservative approach. Same thing Brady Hoke does at San Diego State. And they not only beat San Diego State in a title game, they whipped their butt. And as a 7-point underdog to win by double digits for a 7-unit pick, that's a good one here. I'm going to work on reading these. I don't have my glasses on. I don't want to age myself, but I freaking will, so I can read some of these comments. Thoughts and analysis. What's your thoughts on the game between the Vikings and the Bears? Well, I'll tell you what my thoughts are on that. I'm not comfortable laying 6.5 with Minnesota against anybody. Now, I've got the total in this game, but I'm not comfortable with them laying points against anybody. I think this is a battle. Well, both these coaches, in my opinion, are going to lose their job tonight. I can only take Chicago. I couldn't really lean many in that game. I mean, with Chicago's defense, it should hold them down in terms of putting up 40-some points. But, that's well, first of all, what do the Bears do with all these primetime games? Yeah, I'm just not laying 6.5 with Mike Zimmer. He can't coach. Both these guys are going to be looking for jobs at the end of the year. 76ers Boston tonight. Let me tell you about the NBA. I passed today in the NBA. I took Memphis yesterday and lost. We've been on a nice decent run in the NBA, and I took Memphis, and they shot like 30-some% from the floor and just stunk up the joint against Portland, who's way shorthanded. But there's just too many teams with too many players out to make informed decisions. And bear in mind, guys, I got to put my college basketball picks up at 8:30 in the morning Pacific every day, and the NBA goes up at 9:30. We get an extra hour there. NHL goes up at 8:30, but at the end of the day, I'm not interested in messing around with the NBA. Maybe look at unders with all these players out. There's no cohesion on offense. That's my take. Raiders, Browns, Raiders laying 3 points now. With all the stuff that's going on, off field with Cleveland, with all this COVID and moving the game around and the Raiders needing it, they both need it. Raiders I don't have any confidence in them at all. Offensively, they can't get anything going. Maybe the under 41.5. Nick Mullins isn't going to produce anything. That's the quarterback for the Browns today. I'd probably lean under. I don't want anything to do with the side play in that game. I can't trust Las Vegas, and you don't know what you're going to get out of Cleveland. Again, we wager games, guys. Win, lose, or draw. I have a lot of study and work into them. And when you don't even know who the hell's playing, and if they are playing and they've never played before with a particular unit, cohesion, chemistry, that fails on the scoreboard more times than not. I'd maybe look under there. Getting on here. Teaser with Bears and over 36.5. Okay. Is that Colby? I can't read. This thing is so small. Here we go. Colby. Yeah. If anything, I would tease both underdogs maybe in the NFL games. You'd be getting Cleveland +9, so you're off the fall number of 3. And teasers are all about getting games either through or under fall numbers 3, 6, 7, 10. Depending on which way you want to go. I'd tease both dogs up. I'm not teasing anything through 0. Should the Vikings beat the Bears by 0.5 point? Yeah. But is Chicago more likely to cover 12.5 in that game? Yeah. Is Cleveland more likely to cover 9 in that game versus Las Vegas, teasing them through 0 to 3? Yeah. Yeah, NBA, you got to pass on, guys. Dwight, Memphis just never got off the freaking. They were 9 for 34 from 3-point range last night. And they've been doing it without Ja Morant. I mean, they won 9 out of their last 10 going into last night, like 5 or 6 in a row. They just beat the piss out of Portland 2 days before last night. I really like that. I like the under in it too. I kind of coin flipped around because it was sitting at 220. Should have taken that. The Tulsa game, I'm not going to talk about. I've got a pick in this game today. I'm not going to give that away. It's going to be a good football game. What's up, Uncle Tony? Redemption of Odell Beckham Jr. Well, I think he's a cancer for any team he plays on, but he's extremely talented. Not going to hurt him, especially with Woods out. Cleveland wasted his talent a little bit. Yeah, and I thought he would do well there with Landry. I know they're friends off the field. I thought it was a nice mix. He's a very talented cat. It's like Antonio Brown. It just seems to be there's controversy follows him wherever he goes. How can I be on the winning side of these NFL upsets? Let me tell you something. It's a little bit of a guessing game right now in the NFL. How about the Arizona Cardinals fall? And now I think they're laying points against the Colts this week. I haven't even looked at the lines yet. I was going to enjoy doing this with you guys. So let's go ahead and pull up. Where the hell are they? There they are. Let's go ahead and pull these odds up here. Obviously, tomorrow we've got Seattle at the Rams. What do you guys think about that? Rams opened up at 6, now up to 7. 45.5. Seattle has no offense to speak of, but you got Russell Wilson running around like a madman. And Washington, Philadelphia is up to 6.5. Washington. I had Philadelphia in a teaser that I had to cancel because the game got moved, the rotation number changed. But I like them teased down. And honestly, tomorrow I tease both the favorites down. You get the Rams at -1 and Philly at -0.5. I just do or die for the Rams. Now, the Rams got some, and they have also got a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel because Arizona's been losing. So that gap is closing in the NFC West, and they know it. And Seattle's beatable. And I think Pete Carroll's going to be gone after this season. The Thursday night game is Tennessee and San Francisco. Tennessee opened up at -1 on the look ahead, 43.5, and now it's Niners 3.5, 44. Are you guys going to put a lot of stock into? The Niners beating up on the hapless Falcons? I thought the Falcons were going to make a run here. They've been playing better ball. That defense just was too much for them yesterday. That was a bad call on my part. Look, I don't blow smoke up your ass. I tell you like it is. It was a bad call. I had the under in the Miami game too yesterday. Bad call. Who'd have thought the Jets would have 24 points against that defense? Just wasn't my day. Wasn't my day. The Thursday and Saturday were my days, not my day yesterday. Steve, I didn't look at any props. The reason I don't do a lot of prop bets, I never hardly do any of them, is because I'm handicapping 5 or 6 different sports for game sides, between college football and basketball, NFL, pro basketball, it's just NBA. There's too much going on for me to be worried about props. And they're speculative at best. The best prop bet stuff you're going to get probably is listening to fantasy guys. If you're and I know a lot of guys that bet props that listen to fantasy guys, and they get a lot of tips that way, just between me and you in a fence post. The 2-point conversion has ruined the NFL. It's definitely ruined the fall numbers. The 3, 6, 7. You have to bring other numbers into it for teasers now, which really sucks. So in terms of betting the NFL, I'm not a big fan of the 2-point. Going up here, okay, works like that. 9. Justin Fields over 39 yards rushing. I don't know. He's not a run first quarterback right now. He's not. Nagy is not, even though he was calling plays with Mahomes and with Reed down there in Kansas City before he took the Chicago job, but I don't think they want Fields, running the football a whole lot. They're trying to save him for next year. Browns, Raiders under. What do you think, James? I already said that. Yeah, I think that's the only way. That's the only bet I would make in that game. The side place just, again, the Raiders are just an absolute train wreck right now. They just let Kansas City light them up for 96 points in 2 games. I mean, I looked at the NHL tonight. There was a good game in the NHL tonight. I wanted to kind of get involved with it, but I just couldn't. Actually, a couple of them here. Let me pull up that line there for you guys real quick. It was the Wild game. Yeah, there's been so many games canceled in the NHL. That Minnesota-Dallas game, man. Dallas has been on a huge slide, and then they finally won one. I mean, that game there to me is I wanted to lean Dallas a little bit at home, honestly. Yeah, best where I'd go with that one. Getting back, I'm checking these odd updates. Nothing's changed. Okay for those games today. San Francisco, Tennessee. Tennessee, I don't know. They just can't get it done without Henry, and that's home. What do you think about that hook? What do you think about that hook at Tennessee at home against San Francisco? Yeah, Hawk Corleone. Bears is not the free pick. It's not a free pick, but I'm not laying 6.5 for Minnesota tonight. MK, what's up with all these teams throwing deep on 4th and inches? No idea. Bad coaching? I don't get it. You're going to surprise somebody? Yeah, I had 2 teasers yesterday on my card. You're right. It's a teaser type of weekend, I said. It might even be next weekend. I haven't even got through the lines yet. I'll do a line report tomorrow for you guys. Yeah, that's true, Alex. The dogs are thriving on Monday Night Football. I mean, they are. Look at the Saints last night on Sunday night. Hello. 11.5-point underdog win outright. Shut out Tom Brady. Crying like a little biatch on the sideline. Throwing fits. Yeah, you got your ass kicked. Saints got their number. I had the over for the free video play yesterday. What a crappy call. And by the way, tip of the hat to Vernon Croy over at the website. He had an 8-unit game of the year on the under in that game last night between the Saints and the Bucks. So congratulations to Vernon. I didn't see it coming. Of course, when you lose Evans and you lose Goodwin, you lose Fournette during that game, the way the Saints were playing defense, that over was dead. Dead. That was a crappy call on my part for a freebie. My bad. Yeah, underdog. If I had to take a side tonight, my dog in that fight is in with the total. But if I had to take a side, I'd take Chicago. I mean, home dog on a Monday night. You know, that's old school handicapping, and old school handicapping doesn't work in this age, especially this year. Conventional handicapping simply does not work. You know, laying double digits is stupid. You know, you saw what happened to some of these double-digit favorites yesterday. Yeah, there's going to be more COVID news for the Bears game this time. That's the thing. I'm putting out these picks in the mornings, and by 2 or 3 o'clock, a coach and 2 players has COVID. This COVID is running rampant. It's messing up everything. Everything. Day-to-day life for me and you. It's a disaster. Vaccinated, unvaccinated, it's non-discriminatory. Everybody's getting it. You got kids flying out here to Vegas for Christmas I'm worried sick about. You know, getting on planes, flying out here. What are you going to do? Just stop living? But these games are just, it's a coin flip anymore. I don't comprehend how these betting apps are able to sponsor these leagues. We're not supposed to expect there are no secret business going on, and they won't let Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame for gambling. Well, that's a whole nother video. What's interesting to me is, you know, I've been coming out here to Vegas for 30 years. I did a national radio show for 14 years. I was on Armed Forces Radio Network for 20 years. I was on Sirius with a national show. This was before they were legalizing gambling. The only place that was legal to gamble sports was in Las Vegas when I was doing radio. And these major networks let me on there. Okay? Because I had a way of talking about it without, hey, you can't say the word bet. You can't say the word wager. You can't say the word parlay. They gave me a list, these legal departments, of what I could and could not say. Walking the fine line. You know, walking the fine line. I remember out here at a Super Bowl party one year, about 10 years ago, 11, 12 years ago, I was at MGM, and the NFL shut down all the Super Bowl parties because the gambling business was utilizing their brand. And we were bad for the sport. Now they embrace it. What is that bullcrap about? Yeah, they embrace it. Follow the money. Do I think that because DraftKings sponsors this or MGM Bet sponsors this or that or the other or FanDuel or whoever else it is on a national level that has multiple betting apps in multiple states that are legal right now, do they have a handle or the inside behind the doors at Major League Baseball, NBA, NFL? No. I have a buddy out here that used to run Cantor Gaming. His name's Matt Holt. You may all know he's been on VEASAN a bunch of times. He's a well-known figure out here in Vegas. He was a chief operating officer. Now he runs a company called US Integrity. And what they do is manage brand and game integrity for leagues and conferences, both pro and college. And trust me when I tell you, if there's anything funky going on with lines or something, he's like the watchdog that alerts them to that. I don't think there's any funny business going on, but it might seem like that on the surface a little bit. Harbaugh lost the game for the Ravens. Agreed. The Capitals last night. Wow. Who brought that up? My goodness. Yeah. I like Vegas. I gave you that for free on the video yesterday. Yeah. Caps gave it up in the third against LA. Plus 209 dog. Come on. Vernon is on fire right now. Dude's been winning me 7. Vernon Croy, I've known Vernon Croy since Vernon was running his own websites. We started a couple of the first guys ever started doing videos on websites way back when Vernon had his own company, and I was Vernon Croy Sports, and I was TonyGeorgeSports.com, and I've known Vernon for close to 20 years. You will not find a nicer, more honest guy on the planet than Vernon Croy, and a damn good handicapper. He's very low volume. He's a risk taker. He's a big game hunter. I spread it out a little bit more on flat betting, lower units, but Vernon gets in there and gets after him and wins a bunch of them. Without a doubt. What do you think about teasing the Bears and the over? Well, if you want to tease the Bears, tease them up. If you like the over, tease it down and then take the over. Yeah. Let Kyrie. Let me see here. I gotta. Top of the morning, Chad. Crypto Wiz. Let Kyrie play. I agree. I don't get into politics and I don't get into COVID and personal rights and vaccines talk here. One thing you do if you talk about those things, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to piss off 50% of you 100% of the time, no matter what side I'm on. So it's not worth it to me to do that. Cavs were at plus $1,500 to win the. You know what? The Cavs are a good basketball team. You better watch out. They're going to contend in the East. That defense is no joke, too. And they can score. They're well coached. You're looking at Coach of the Year candidate there, boys. Definitely agree. The NFL is very hypocritical. NFL is going to follow the money. Let's not joke each other. They are hypocrites. They all are. The thing about the NFL, there was an NFL, I was doing a Stardust line one year over at the Stardust. This is right before they shut it down. And there was a kind of a convention in there type thing. And I was speaking and there was a guy from the NFL there. And I said, and I knew who he was. I knew that he was with the NFL. He's kind of eyeballing this whole thing. I'm a legal guy or whatever. And I said, you know what? Sports betting is the 8,000-pound elephant invited to the NFL Christmas party every year. Gets an invite every year. But when he gets off the elevator to the party, nobody will buy him a drink. Because do you think that DirecTV sales and all the money, millions and billions they made off that was for casual fans? No, that was sports bettors. They're the only reason Major League Baseball and the NBA are even existing right now is because of gambling. Trust me. That's why Manfred and Silver, the commissioners of those two leagues, were gung-ho on getting FanDuel and DraftKings involved immediately to save their sport. Yeah. Smart Money is teasing him with the Vikings side. Well, you could. If I was teasing that game, I couldn't put a teaser out in these two games. I'd tease both dogs tonight. I think you're safer teasing the Bears than you are the Vikings. What have the Vikings done, Hawk? What have the Vikings done to garner your confidence in them? Zimmer can't coach his way out of a wet paper bag. Chicago's defense, you saw what Chicago did. Now, of course, they lost their ass to Green Bay in the second half, but they're capable. I'm telling you, I'm not home dogs on Monday nights. 6-1, 7-1 against spread, whatever it is. Come on. Yeah, all the Nets players are vaxxed and have COVID shortage, so what difference does it make? Well, we can have that argument all day long. Kirk Cousins 1-9 on Monday Night Football. Take the Bears and the points. Rick, I'm not going to argue with you. Cavs first quarter line is on fire. Yes, it is. Raiders, Browns under 40.5. Sam Easy, yeah. First of all, thank you, Tony. Made me a lot of money on your top college football picks. Tulsa ODU thoughts. I can't put them out. I'm on that game. Yeah, we are 10-1. Our last 11. I think we're 11-2 this year with 11-2 or 11-2-1 or 10-2-1. But at the end of the day, yeah, we've had one loss in 10 weeks in college football topics, and I'll have another one coming up. We'll have 2 more before the season's over. Maybe 3, depending on how the BCS Final Four works out. Yeah, the thing of it is, this guy, Matt, it doesn't make sense from a marketing standpoint or a business standpoint for me to be promoting parlays because most of the time they're losers. Money line parlays in the NHL are a good bet. You're going to get chalky. The payout isn't as good, but, yeah. But, a lot of times in hockey, the thing that scares me about that is you see, just like the Kings last night, somebody brought up the Caps earlier who blew it. There's a lot of plus 180, plus 200 dogs that win in that. So unless you're got a, eyeball on that, so to speak, let me push this up a little bit. That's the way to bet it. Hockey, I'm on an 11-5 run. And I just find the best bet on the board, and I cherry pick it for 4 units every day. That's it. And if I don't like anything, I don't bet it. Because there are games being played doesn't mean there's value to be had. I'm a conservative, and this is from a guy who sells picks for a living. There's just days there's nothing worth betting. And I don't like forcing stuff. Vikings haven't won a game by more than 14 all season. Bears plus 14.5 and over 38. There you go. Hey, Tony, from Council Bluffs, Iowa. Back in 1982 in Council Bluffs, Iowa, I played in a band at a bar called Fat Jack's. Yeah. Yeah. Used to go over there and bet the Greyhounds all the time. That track over there. All the time, all through college. Love betting the Greyhounds over there. Didn't Horseshoe buy that and turn that into a casino now? But yeah, I used to go over there and run the Greyhound. I can't remember the name of the place. Used to go over there all the time with my buddies in the middle of the afternoon, drive over from Lincoln. I was going to college there. Loved it. Yep. Council Bluffs, Iowa. Cross the bridge, go right into downtown Omaha and down in the old market. Yeah. What was the name of that place I used to like there? Old market. Was it Im's Pub? Is that what it was? I know it caught on fire and burnt down. ODU line drop, should have snatched it. If you liked ODU, Kwani, you bet him early. You know what? The show with Indian Cowboy, Alejandro, he decided to do a premium channel here. I'm thinking about doing a premium channel where he talks to you and gives you picks that aren't for free and charge, I don't know what it is, $20 a month or something. It's probably worth it. And he wanted to go that route and not, because we sit there and do that show and give out 4 or 5 opinions. He didn't want to do it for free, and I don't blame him. But me and IC are buddies. He's a great guy. We had good chemistry on camera. We'll do something again in the future, trust me. But that's why he decided to do the premium channel route. And with all the other free play videos he did, it just too much time out of his day. Yeah, it didn't work out, Maddie. Didn't work out last night with that over, did it? Well, and even though I put out a Twitter this morning, follow me on Twitter at TGeorgeSports, by the way. But that being said, even losing Evans and Godwin and then Fournette late in the game, even if he had all those weapons, it still wouldn't have went over. It was a bad call on my part. Bad call. Saints got their number, dude. Tom Brady looked human. He looked 44 years old last night, didn't he? Without anybody around him. He had nothing around him. And what did Saints had like barely 200 yards? You know, but when you're -4 in the turnover category in the NFL, you're not going to cover a spread and you're not going to win. Period. Yeah, Alex, there's been a couple of guys on the 76ers I've heard. Buddy of mine out here is on them. I chose to pass in the NBA today. I have no interest in the NBA today. Watching you from Peru. I watch your videos every day. Made a ton of money with your thoughts. Appreciate it. Alejandro, we appreciate you tuning in from Peru. Wow. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Way south of the equator there, huh? Well, we appreciate it. I'm glad we made you a little money down there. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Well, Hawk, you know, you like Minnesota tonight. Unload on them, baby. I don't give a rat's ass. You know, I'm not. Cousins on national TV is never any good. Minnesota is not. I don't care how Cousins this and this. Mike Zimmer can't coach. He gets in a tight game. You must be a Minnesota fan. Yeah, and maybe Minnesota win. I don't know. By 3 points. Dogs on Monday nights have been solid, dude. That's the narrative. You know. Okay, Matthew. IC's premium channel. Glad. You know, I can see it in the admin in the back end, and sometimes I watch it, and because he's been wanting, and I might do one next year, put it that way. But again, I'm a type of guy, it's hard for me to find. When there is 80 college basketball games on a Saturday, I might be able to find 5 that I like, that are circled with overlays against the spread, that are worth really diving into and doing a handicap on. Well, I'm going to put 3 of them out, give you away 1 for free, and the other one would be the last resort. I don't want to put that on a premium channel and have it be a crappy pick. And I realize you're paying $20 a month or whatever it is, which is nothing. It's 2 beers down here at, Golden Nugget. But at the end of the day, I'm figuring out how I can work that out where I can have some value added in there. If I die, I die. Kirk Cousins. Well, by the way, and let me say this in all defense, Hawk. Kirk Cousins has great numbers. He has great numbers. Some of the best numbers in the NFL quarterback. Thielen, Cook. Yeah, they got some good tight end. They got players there. But it doesn't convert into wins and losses very easily, regardless of how he's playing. Is he the best quarterback in the game? You're damn right he is. Is Zimmer the best coach in the game? You damn right he is. That tells you how low the bar is for coaching tonight in that game. Okay, moving on. Yeah, Minnesota get leads, and then they, for whatever reason, they let them back in the back door, and they right down to the wire. They've lost a bunch of those. They shouldn't have won. They should have 3 or 4 more wins than they do. Bottom line is, that's coaching. That's what I'm saying. I think Cousins got 1 win on a Monday night, if I'm not mistaken. 3 units, Anthony, on the bowl game at 2:30. Raiders win and under. Yep. We talked about that earlier, Mario. You're late to the party, Mario. Can you really see that many points being scored in that Browns-Raiders game? Wow. I've seen the Raiders play twice live this year. Against the Redskins, against the Chiefs out here at Allegiant. Can't get out of their own way. Couldn't score a touchdown in the first half. They're dysfunctional. Gruden was the play caller. They fired him. Their offensive scheme does not fit their personnel. There's a lot of things going on there at the Raiders. They're aggressive up front on defense. That defensive end they've got is unbelievable. And they got hard-hitting cornerbacks and a good, decent safety. But they're just not making it work. Losing Ruggs hurt him. He's never coming back. Jackson's, a shell of himself. Well, Travis, what are our thoughts on NFL moving the game so teams can get players back to play? Follow the money. They want that's money. I mean, they want to be able to put for what they're getting paid from ad revenues and gate revenues and concessions and merchandise and everything else. They want to keep that machine pumping. And if it means putting a quality product on the field versus a non-quality product, they're trying to put a decent product on the field by moving these games around to get some players back involved. So I don't have a problem with it. Last 10 days, NBA is 6-1 with underdogs plus 3.5 point spread. Didn't see that stat. Nice. Well, that would count Portland last night. No, it wouldn't. Portland was 5. Yeah, I lost on Memphis yesterday, those sons of beasts. Try not to cuss, keeping this family entertainment. I have zero confidence in the Bears and Richard Soto Jr. I have zero confidence in Minnesota either. That's why I'm playing with the total on that one. Minnesota, the most unpredictable team of football, yes. They're an enigma wrapped in a riddle. Can't figure them out. Vernon Croy right there. Tell everybody hi. There you go. As a lifelong Vikings fan, a current University of Minnesota student, I can tell you Kirk Cousins is a stats batter. His numbers look great, but it doesn't show up when it matters. Matt, absolutely. Numbers look good. It doesn't convert into wins and losses. And a lot of that's got to do with coaching. And Cousins still makes some bad decisions every now and then under pressure. Is it too early to call Trevor Lawrence a bust? Yeah, it is. Too early. This time next year, we could have that conversation. Didn't know you had it. Well, Todd, I don't have a live show very often, but I'm having one today. It's Christmas. It's a time to give. Spend a little time with my fans and followers and friends and colleagues, lovers and haters. Yeah. Key, always been curious if you and your friends fund your what, Dwight? Fund what? What are you talking about, Dwight? Social Security? Well, I pay taxes like everybody else, and 90% of what I pay in Social Security, just like everybody else. Bears top 3 comers out, starting safety Jeff Lee's in of 2 receptions. His longest reception prop over 27. You guys can talk about the props all you want. I don't do props. I'm like I said, and I've had a lot of people ask me to do prop bets. I've had a local handicapper out here that I know that's kind of off the radar, but I know he's got a select clientele that does a ton of prop bets that wants to go in cahoots and do prop bets with me and just take a rip of what I can sell. I'd rather be hands-on involved in it. I don't have time in the prop market. I just don't. Between handicap and all these games, carrying the responsibility of a lot of people counting on me to win more than I lose and this, that, and the other, and doing the media obligations that I have and handicapping anywhere up to 5 sports in the same day at the same time and get them all out in the morning. I just don't have time to do the prop market. It's just a part. At some point in time, I need some sanity. So I don't do props. Okay, let's not use any cuss words in here. No problem. James, just, yeah. What's up, brother? Shane, how you doing, Shane? There's Vernon getting a shout out. Sports betting is about numbers and trends, my brother. I understand that, Alex. How many times have I said in these videos, you're not betting into games, you're betting into numbers. Would you still take St. Thomas at -3.5? I would take St. Thomas. University of Nebraska, Omaha, the Mavericks. Sandy Buddha used to coach him in college. He recruited me out of high school. I played in a small town in southeast Nebraska. I went to another Division II school to play. But that being said, Sandy Buddha was a legendary head coach at UNO. Trev Alberts, Nebraska's athletic director, was the athletic director at UNO. And currently, they are scoring, 61 points a game and allowing 77? Good luck. St. Thomas out of Minnesota, I'd lay the 3.5 if I had to. Thanks, Shane. We talked about the Browns, Gregory, earlier in this thing. I don't want anything to do with the side in that thing. I tease him up, if anything. And Nick Mullins isn't that bad of a quarterback. He was a rock star stud when he was at Southern Miss in college, and then he bounced around. Started a bunch of games for the 49ers. I don't remember what his overall record was there, but he's serviceable, but he's going to make mistakes. He hadn't played all year. He's going to throw it into coverage, and he's going to get picked off, and it's going to be advantage Las Vegas. Whether they do anything with it or not, I have no idea, because they haven't been able to do jack crap on offense. Okay, go here. I do not do English Premier League. I check predictions. 4 might say Team A for 1 draw, then Team B. You know what? There's a couple guys that do international soccer and American soccer, for lack of. I don't even follow it. I hate soccer. No offense to anybody out there. I just hate. My kid played it, and I had to go to games, and I hated it. And I finally talked him out of it after 2 years. I said, "You're going to play football. We're not playing American football, not European football. You're playing football, or you're going to do something else. So I can't sit here any longer and watch this stuff." Just way I am. And Kansas City, they have a team there called Sporting KC, which was really good. I think it won the whole thing 1 year I was there, before I moved out here to Las Vegas 4 years ago. But wildly popular. I think Mahomes is involved with it somehow. He owns part of the team now. And wildly, you couldn't get a ticket to the hottest ticket in town. Built a stadium out there out by the racetrack in Kansas City where they run the NASCAR races and all that. Really nice. Gorgeous stadium, all that. I don't get into it. But there are some guys over there that do it big time. Go Big Red. Love your content. What is the Huskers going to do to turn the football thing around? I don't know. They're doing what they can. They were close this year, brother. And, man, by the way, tip of the hat to the girls' volleyball team at Nebraska. win 10th seed, get into the Final Four, get into the national title game, and get involved in a 5-set thriller against Wisconsin and barely lose. Great job by the girl, and it started a ton of freshmen, by the way. So Nebraska volleyball, one of the strongest volleyball schools in the country, and they'll be back with a ton of 6'4" freshmen that looked really good. I think Frost, this is do or die for Scott Frost this year. Dangerously close this year. The thing about Nebraska football is, and forget that I'm an alumni and all that, and I've lived in Lincoln 26 years, season ticket holder, diehard Husker fan. There are a lot of guys out here, Brad Powers being one of them. You see him on VEASAN all the time. He's got a newsletter out. It's a pretty good one. At the end of the day, he had they had Nebraska power rated in the top 30 every year, every week. Power rated. Just couldn't get over the hump. A lot of it was coaching. If they don't get over the hump next year, they're done. Okay. Appreciate the show, Tony. I'm looking swollen. Just getting fat. Too much Christmas goodies over the weekend. Look at that. Look at that. That's what happens when you turn 50. Raiders. I have never ran across Tim Donaghy in Vegas. No, I have not. Do I think the prop market is more vulnerable and profitable than mainline bets? I don't think so, but I don't bet it. I really can't, Rick, I really can't give you an informed decision, an informed statement on that. I just don't mess around with props for it. Super Bowl, yeah. Other than that, like I said, I'm too busy doing mainline bets for hundreds of guys on a daily basis. I just don't have time. But there's a bunch of fantasy guys that prop bet guys follow out here that have video podcasts on YouTube and all this, that, and the other on a daily basis. And they make prop bets based on what they're talking about in the fantasy world. That's how they correlate some of their information. I don't do it. I don't have time. I'm already on to college basketball for tomorrow, bowl games for next week, NFL for next week, this, that, and the other. Love your daily free picks. Andy, sorry the last couple of days sucked on free picks. We've been on a pretty good run there. The last couple of days sucked, but not putting one out today. I'm doing this live chat. Your handicap in golf. John Daly was unreal yesterday. Yes, he was. Tiger Woods got all the press in that, and his kid. I know why. That's what Tiger Woods puts asses in seats and asses in front of TVs, which results in full tournaments, gate receipts, and ratings. The real story there is a guy that likes to drink beer, smoke cigarettes, and is 50 pounds overweight with cancer, beat Tiger Woods and his kid. That's the story. He has cancer and he won a tournament with his son. Hey, and he tied the tournament record along with Tiger and his son, Charlie. And boy, by the way, Tiger Woods' kid, you think he's going to college and play golf? He might even bypass college, go right to Q school. Be playing in the mini tours when he's 17. See that kid swing? It's ridiculous. Western Carolina, good. Yeah, that might be a good one there, Greg. James likes Chicago. Okay, do you like the Bears or their money line? I'd only take the points. I wouldn't take the money line. Over 5.5 Wild Stars game. I'm thinking that's kind of what I was leaning there. I wanted to take the Roberto Sanchez came in here, and he's all pissed off I took Tampa in the over last night. Dropping F-bombs, which we got to hide that, so we can't hide. If you want to come in and bury me, then at least, be cordial about it. Give you a bad free pick. By the way, it's a free pick. Come on. 3-2 in premium picks this week in the NFL, even though we had a crappy Sunday. We'll win tonight. We'll end up being 4-2 this week. I'm not going to talk about Vegas Dave. The guy's a scam artist. That being said, hey, let's go let's go look at some real quick NFL opening lines this week. I'm going to run them down. Thursday, Christmas Day, Cleveland, Green Bay. 7.5 Green Bay, Cleveland. We'll be taking Green Bay. Arizona, Indianapolis. 1.5 opened at 5. If I could have got the Colts plus 5 and 49 was the look ahead opener, it's down to 1 at Circa right now, 1.5 everywhere else in Vegas, including Westgate. Damn it. There you go. Christmas Day teaser. Here's your stocking stuffer. Green Bay teased down to -1.5, and Indianapolis teased up to plus 7.5. What do you think about that winner chicken dinner? That's a gimme. Do you think Rodgers will see Mahomes or someone else from the AFC? Well, Rick, I'm a Green Bay fan and I'm a Kansas City fan. I'd love to see Kansas City, Green Bay Super Bowl. And by the way, I'll let you know a little secret, bet the over. Big time. How much do you bet that you don't put out? Also, do you personally calculate how much to put on a certain game? I have my own way of gambling. And my unit bets are higher than most because I live out here in Las Vegas. I bet there's a lot of I bet what I put out, but I've had piles of cash where I've went and cashed a 7-unit pick. I put them on video for you. That's not made up. They're not ones tied up with 100 on top like some of these yahoos. I live, eat, and breathe it every day. Severe money management. But at the end of the day, so to give you an example, we won what? 5 large on Utah State. And when I place a wager like that, I don't spread it around anywhere else. When I have those big we go large on those. We had one here we went 20 large on. I had 40 grand sitting in front of you on my desk. My initial investment plus the money I won back and went and deposited that somewhere else. But because after that pick, that book limited my wagers. But that being said, turn around yesterday and put 2,200 to win 2,000 on Atlanta. So when you feel pain, trust me, brother and sisters, I feel pain. So that being said, let's run through a couple more of these. Let's run, because your teaser on Christmas Day is already in the books. Yeah, Green Bay and Indianapolis in a 2-team 6-point teaser. Sunday, Tampa Bay is 11.5 over Carolina. No way. Not with everybody out. You got your 2 best receivers out. Your running backs out with a hamstring. Back on your heels. Carolina's got nothing to lose. Carolina. Giants, Philadelphia. Currently laying 10, 42. Not interested in that. Don't know. Let's see how healthy Philadelphia gets out of this week. Chargers, Houston. Chargers 10.5 at Houston. Houston. Is that a buy sign on Houston? They beat Jacksonville? Doubt it. Detroit, Atlanta. Atlanta 4.5 and 44 at home. Don't know about that. Detroit just beat one of the top teams in the NFC. This is what happens when you don't show up for a game. You don't show up for a game, you're going to get beat in this league. What's his name? Murray, the quarterback, said it in the press conference afterwards. I don't care if they got one win or not. You don't show up ready to prepare in this league, you're not going to win games. It's true. That's how good they are. Baltimore, Cincinnati laying 2.5 against Baltimore. Total 44. If they get Jackson back, I might take a look at them. LA Rams, Minnesota. Rams are laying 3 at Minnesota. Total 49. Take the over. Jacksonville, Jets. Jets laying 2.5 against Jacksonville at home. Take the Jets. Buffalo, New England. New England at home, 2.5. Over the Bills, 43.5, the total. New England added prep time. Belichick at home. That's for the division title. Oh, I'm reserving judgment. Chicago's at Seattle. Seattle's laying 7 to Chicago. That's ridiculous. Pittsburgh's at Kansas City. Kansas City minus 10. 46.5. Wow. Kansas City in a teaser. Denver, Las Vegas. Las Vegas currently 142. They're at home laying 1. Denver in a teaser with Kansas City. And Washington, Dallas. Dallas laying 10.5 at home. Total 47. Don't anything to do with that. And Miami is at New Orleans on Monday night. New Orleans is laying 339. What stinks about that line? Those are just your opening lines there. All right. Wake me up when it's baseball season. Yeah, Hawk, I love me some baseball. I'm not going to mention on which book limited my wagers. Okay, Rick. Yes, I have to post my picks by Thursday for football. Something happened leading up to it may change your mind on how you paid picks. They're a way of letting us know on Twitter or not to bet it. Call the 800 number and ask. By the way, when you call the 800 number, you talk to a waiter guy. There's nobody there trying to say anything. But if anything changes from when I release a pick, just scratch it. And if it's the only bet on the card or whatever, call in. We'll give you a credit on your account. If it's a 5-play card and one of them scratch, it's scratch. Just life in general. I was going to lose out on a teaser because of it. Had a teaser. I believe I had the Browns and the Patriots in a teaser on Thursday. And of course, when the Browns scratched, I would have lost that one, but it scratched. When they cancel a game and change your rotation number, that bet is invalid. You can go get your money back on your ticket. Yep. Thoughts on the bowl game today, Coach Brown? Well, I've got a premium play on that bowl game, so I'm going to reserve comment on that. And boys, I am going to shut this down. It's been an hour. It's been fun. I want you guys to know a couple of things. Number one is we appreciate you tuning in here. Whether you love me or you hate me or you just follow me or whatever, we appreciate you tuning in here. We really do. And not only myself, but all the guys on the roster that do videos at Docs. We honestly and legitimately try to give you the best of the best of the best when it comes to free content and honest reporting of the facts. And we give you our best shot every single day, win, lose, or draw. Lastly, I want to wish, thank you, Matt. Lastly, I want to wish all of you a safe and Merry Christmas. If that offends you, then we'll call it Happy Holidays. Merry Christmas now somehow offensive. What's going on in the world? It's Christmas. You celebrate Santa, celebrate the birth of Christ, celebrate whatever it is that you celebrate. Celebrate it safely. Celebrate it with your family and friends. Enjoy the football games and the bowl games over the weekend. And we'll weekend here. We'll get one in the books tonight in the NFL and try and land on a 4-2 week this week and have some games for you here over the holidays. They'll be out early and make sure we can continue success with these top picks in these college football bowl games. And from my family to yours, thanks for tuning in and have a great Christmas.